Welcome back. You're watching the Independent Republic of Mike Graham, moving onwards and upwards to Scotland because images that appear to depict the Loch Ness Monster have once again taken the internet by storm. Well, the picture you're seeing now is from 1934 because sadly we can't show you the new images this evening because they're just a little bit too scary, quite frankly, and that's why we're not going to do it. But don't worry, we will one day show them to you. Futurist Andrew Eborn is back with me, and I'm also joined now by none other than the registrar of the official Loch Ness Monster Sightings Register, Paige Daly. Paige, welcome to the Independent Republic of Mike Graham. Thank you so much for being with us.
Hi, Mike. It's so great to be with you this evening discussing these interesting photos that have come from Loch Ness.
Yes. I mean, can you describe them to us? Because, you know, I've seen them, obviously, but we think that it might be a bit too much to show them to everybody at this stage. So why don't you just tell us what you make of them, what they look like?
Yeah, so if I was going to describe it to the viewers, I would put it down to being something strange in the water and potentially looking like a disturbance of potentially maybe bubbles coming out. And, you know, that kind of leads me on to it being great to be here this evening discussing what we're now terming Bubblegate, about what's happening here at Loch Ness.
Yes. Well, Loch Ness is a fantastic place. I didn't realise, Andrew Eborn, until today that you were somebody equally fascinated by the Loch Ness Monster.
I love it.
As I am, you know, because I've been I get ridiculed repeatedly by people who think that as a normal, rational human being, I shouldn't believe in the Loch Ness Monster. But I always have.
I think you absolutely have to. We are discovering things every single day. There are dinosaurs being discovered.
Well, we discovered a dinosaur, didn't we, just off the coast of Morocco, only the other day.
Exactly,
right?
So we should. And what I love about this, there's been 1,156 sightings of Nessie, this glorious site which they have, which you can get your own sighting. And it goes all the way back in history. So you can go all the way back to 565 AD.
Really?
Was the first sighting of one of these wonderful serpents in there. And it's not the only loch in Scotland. There have been lots of other lochs in Scotland who claim to have monsters. But Nessie, I think, is glorious. And I've seen the pictures today, and they're pretty frightening.
I think so. Let me go back to Paige. I mean, as far as your registry is concerned, I mean, what qualifies for you to have to register a sighting? Does it have to be checked out by your worthy research team?
Absolutely. So there's quite a process to get a sighting on the register of sightings of the Loch Ness Monster. Now, it's so important to stress that we're really looking at unknown sightings of something in Loch Ness, this creature that keeps on appearing. And of course, the one that's come out to the press today, or yesterday rather, is one that we've put forward to some academics that brought forward some really interesting interpretations of what was found in Loch Ness.
Right. Now, the woman who took these pictures is a woman by the name of Chi Kelly, who says she took them 5 years ago, but didn't release them before because she was frightened of being ridiculed. I know what that's like, so I don't blame her for that. But have you registered these pictures then? Are you giving them the kosher kind of seal of approval?
Now, this is where Bubblegate really comes into play.
Yes.
We were really excited when we first saw these images last summer that Chi Kelly rightfully brought forward to Steve Feltham, the Nessie hunter. Now, we were confused, as is everyone else, as to what this was, so we reached out to our wider team of experts, and we actually put this forward to a professor of marine sciences, and he decided and determined really that what we could be seeing might not be the Loch Ness Monster and could be scuba divers causing bubbles and a disturbance in Loch Ness.
Wow. Well, no, so that would be disappointing. Or it could be the monster scuba diving, of course. There's always that possibility. Andrew, I understand you've got a picture of your own.
Absolutely. Well, we've got a few of these bits and pieces. So what I love is that the famous picture, which you showed at the very beginning, was 1934, which was Colonel Robert Wilson. And that was previously debunked. Friends of mine from Japan are up in Loch Ness at the moment. And this is the picture they took just this afternoon. And if you look very carefully in the background, over in the distance, you can see the tiniest thing, possibly the bubbles there. One of the theories
that's the nicest weather I've seen at Loch Ness ever. They were very fortunate. Whenever I get to Loch Ness, which is not as often as I like, it's always absolutely tipping it down with rain. And it's a very dark and foreboding looking place. quite haunting, I think.
Yes, well, all credits. Lily Ono is the lovely person.
Well done,
there.
Lily Ono.
She submitted that picture.
Stay there until you get a picture that we can actually use that looks like there's a monster, please. Thank you.
But talking about the bubbles, lots of theories about Nessie and what they sort of turn around. They think it might be logs that go down and eventually get aerated and they go up to the top, and that's why you get the log things. But I say it goes all the way back to 565 AD with that first report of these serpents and so on and so forth.
And one of the reasons, Paige, that people believe that this could be possible is that is there not a channel which leads from Loch Ness out into the sea, which means that the serpent, the creature, would not necessarily have to be in the loch permanently.
Yes, obviously Loch Ness is connected through a few different channels out to the sea. So there are many, many wide open interpretations of what could be going on in Loch Ness and what these mysterious things are that we're seeing. But yes, this one that's been brought forward by Chi Kelly is just another one added to the mixture and really bringing forward quite a few different interpretations of what this mystery could be in Loch Ness.
Yes, and it's a sort of everlasting legend, isn't it, really? Because people love these kinds of stories. They love the idea that they can visit a place where there might be something slightly odd going on. And I think it is a kind of magical place for me.
Definitely. The history at Loch Ness is so rich. And as your friend has pointed out, it goes all the way back.
Sorry. No, he's not my friend.
That's a bigger myth than the monster.
He's paid to be here.
Oh, well, you know, whatever way your friends are.
Okay.
So it goes back to 565 AD. There's a rich history of these sightings of something unexplained. And yes, it just brings forward people to the area searching for answers about this mystery and hoping that they get a glimpse of this mysterious thing living in Loch Ness.
Yeah, absolutely right. I take it you have, of course, been up there yourself.
Oh, absolutely. I go everywhere.
I know that, yes.
Search for this program.
Yes.
What I love, there may be people who do not believe in the Loch Ness Monster. There is nobody on this planet who would not be overjoyed if we actually discovered that Nessie was there and you've got a real picture. So I love the idea. I love the fact there are over 1,000 sightings. It goes all the way back. It's a wonderful history. It's brilliant for bringing the tourists in, guys, including from Japan, as I say.
Of course.
So absolutely fantastic.
I mean, it's also now quite a famous spot for people to rent boats. There's guys that go out. There was a guy, I think I remember, who walked around the base of the loch bed, if you like, dressed with one of those old-time diving outfits. And he walked all the way around. Took him ages. You know, it's a fabulous place. And I mean, as far as this set of pictures is concerned, I mean, will there be a moment that when you can register them, or are you leaving that up in the air at the moment?
No, so we originally did register the photos, but with the evidence that's been brought forward by the Professor of Marine Sciences, I really don't think we can turn our nose up to that. And I really do feel what he's brought forward is such a strong argument that we have to err on the side that this is most likely not the Loch Ness Monster this time. Love for it to be Nessie, but hey, there's plenty of opportunities to capture a glimpse of the Loch Ness Monster. Just got to get snapping and just got to get to Loch Ness to see them.
I might have to make another trip up there.
I think let's go together. We'll have a field trip. I love it. Can I ask, Paige?
Play a bit of golf, maybe?
We love a bit of golf. Can I ask, Paige, that you've got 1,156 sightings on your website. Have you counted this as the sighting?
This sighting is not included in.
So it's not. So
in
it
the
could be 1,157. That's interesting.
Yeah. No, she's not going to register this one, I'm afraid,
Yeah,
because she's not convinced that it's the right thing to do.
No, unfortunately, we can't go against such strong evidence from a professor of marine sciences.
Yeah.
He's a scuba diver himself. He knows the location to be locally used by scuba divers. So unfortunately, in this occasion, it's most likely bubbles, but don't worry, guys. The debate is ferocious online about this, and people are really bringing forward all different arguments. But on this side, I do have to side with science on this one, and I don't think it's a Loch Ness Monster.
Listen, Andrew, thank you very much.
It's a real pleasure. I love it.
Really good to see you. We will organise that trip.
Good.
Paige, let me just ask you one final thing. I mean, if you are scuba diving in Loch Ness, what are you scuba diving for? What are you looking for?
So a lot of the time they actually use Loch Ness to wash salt water off of their kit because they're going diving out in the North Sea as well. So it's a good area for that. And some local tour companies operate diving in the shallow areas of less than 20 metres so that people could maybe go and find the Loch Ness Monster for themselves that way.
It must be pretty dark down there. You can't really see much, would you?
Yeah, after 9 metres you lose all visibility. So I don't know how much of a tour that is for people. But hey, Who am I to stop them going in Loch Ness?
No, you should be inviting more and more people up there to check it out. But this is great. Nice to see you. Absolutely brilliant. We've got, of course, Paige Daly there, registrar at the official Loch Ness Monster Sightings Register. Well done, guys.